Welcome to this week's Pick a Card. What does Mercury retrograde have in store for you? I might name it something shorter, but basically you will get the gist of that. This is for October 20th, 2020. We're in the middle of a retrograde as well as a blue moon cycle, which means there's 2 full moons in a month on the 1st and the 31st of this month. Um, so uh, it's an intense time with Mercury retrograde and communication kind of going crazy. So we are about to enter Scorpio, which may bring the intensity to a head. So if you thought it was an intense in Libra, it may get even more intense as we enter Scorpio. The retrograde does end on the 3rd of November. So for your Mercury retrograde, what does it have in store for you? Reading, you have a blue leaf, an amethyst, or a red leaf. Now, if you're having a hard time deciding which pile you should be picking, go ahead and just stop, pause the video, look at each pile, what you feel, hear, see, however it works, gut feeling that you get, that is the one to choose. So, blue leaf, amethyst, or red leaf. There will be a timestamp for all of these down in the description. So you'll be able to click on the one that you wanted. I wouldn't watch all three because it would probably leave you confused. So we will start with, by getting the cards out of the way, we will start with the blue leaf. What does Mercury retrograde have in store for you? So 6 of Cups, a relationship from the past. And that's kind of par for the course for Mercury retrograde is exes trying to turn back up. But I want you to be careful because we've got the Chariot card upside down, so this will not be a victory. Blue moon, interesting. That's what we're actually doing, is a blue moon cycle right now. So during this is real heavy confirmation. During this retrograde, it looks like you are going to have a choice to make. You have got an ex that is trying to return or really thinking about you, but the relationship didn't go so well. And you felt like with the Four of Wands, you're now resting from feeling like you were the one always giving and always being taken from, right? So it looks like not only that, but there's going to be family and other people trying to return to your life. Now, when people try to return to your life, you don't break up, you don't get back together during retrogrades, okay? You don't start anything new if you can possibly do that. So it looks like this relationship ended with you really hurt and really feeling broken from it, right? And you have since this relationship broke down, the one that is trying to return, especially the romantic one. You have since this relationship found a lot of your own power and strength. Diana, High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. So what has happened is, this relationship's breaking down and the pain that you've gone through is teaching you how to help and heal other people through the turmoil that you have had to endure and go through. Blue moon, now is a powerful time to set long-term goals and sow seeds for the future. Now with the retrograde though, that can be difficult to do because things kind of get fraught and disastrous. When the retrograde when the Mercury starts to spin direct again, this should bring your dreams, wishes, spells, whatever into fruition. But doing so during retrograde, not the greatest idea to do spell work during retrograde. Not the greatest idea to do much during retrograde, like start a relationship, start anything new. So it might be best right now if you just kind of refrain from making any permanent decisions or long-term goals or plans for the future with the retrograde. If you were able to catch the full moon at the beginning of the month, it will wrap up anything that you did at the beginning of the month and help push that into fruition. So be very, just right now, even if the ex does return, is not the time to be dealing with that relationship trouble and woe. It's best to leave the past where it is, at least for now. And if they still want to talk to you after the retrograde's over, and let them know that's why you're waiting, maybe then you've got a chance to get back together. But for now, probably not your greatest choice. Exes are always trying to return during retrogrades anyway. So anyway, that is the blue leaf reading. If you would like to book a reading with me, there is my information in the description box below. Thank you for being here for this week's Pick a Card, and I will see you next week. Okay, so now we are moving on to the Amethyst. I hope I'll remember to say everything for the Amethyst that I did for the blue leaf. The Sun, the Tower, Hermit, King of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Moon in Libra, and Goddess Iseult, Undying Love. It looks like someone with the first reading, and this is something that is pretty prominent during retrogrades, exes trying to return. So we've got the Sun, which is a fantastic, happy, wonderful energy and wonderful time with the Tower card, okay? And the Hermit card. So these are, you go from being, so it looks like an ex is going to try to return, but what I see also, first off, the relationship breaks down during the retrograde pretty badly. You lose the relationship during the retrograde. You think everything's going fine, and then out of nowhere, suddenly you're hit with some stuff that you didn't even see coming out of left field. So the Tower card is everything breaking down through this retrograde and you being alone. And then here is the King of Pentacles going, hey, so how you doing? So it looks like there could be an ex coming back from the long distant past. While during this retrograde, you really find out stuff that leaves you really dismayed about the relationship that you were in and what you thought, you know, you guys had together, what you thought was going to be something permanent and long term. So be prepared for a breakdown of your relationship and someone trying to return. Now, after the retrograde, things should straighten out. This relationship, if you want it back, should come back together, and you will probably leave the ex from a long distant past alone. You've got the Three of Wands of working together. So even though this relationship may break down, you will still work together and probably come back together. Unfortunately, it could have been a third-party relationship that you're finding out about, and that is why things break down so badly. And I think that, and I want to say, even though it's a third-party relationship and that's absolutely horrific and horrible, I want to say it's not going to be as bad as you think. And you're like, how could a third-party situation where I was cheated on not be as bad as you think? Just listen to everything going on. It's not going to be as bad as you think. Islam, Undying Love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. So it doesn't matter how bad this is. It doesn't matter how bad it looks. It doesn't matter how bad it's been. This is a divine love between you two. Moon in Libra. Avoid making serious decisions and instead focus on creating harmony within your relationship. So the first relationship you have is with yourself. So create the harmony within yourself in order to move forward and have a great relationship with anybody else. I know that this is going to be difficult to face. This is going to be hard for you to deal with and do. But you are more than worth it. And if this person is the person of your dreams, then they're more than worth working for, toward, and with. And I wish you the best of luck in this situation. I think it will be really good right after the Mercury retrograde is over. And I think that you guys will come back together. But I think that you need to have these revelations of truth so that you can live as honestly with each other, because any relationship that doesn't have trust and a lot of love isn't really worth having. You've got to have trust. You've got to have honesty. You've got to have openness. Right. So if you'd like to book a reading with me, my information is in the description, and I will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in for this reading, and that was the pile for Amethyst. Okay, so we have the red leaf. This is the red leaf pile. A lot of burdens, the end of situations that have really weighed you down, and you finally stepping into a lot more of your own power here. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Wands. Something that has burdened you pretty heavily is coming to an end during this retrograde. Okay, and we've got the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands has you walking in a stronger energy within yourself. Okay, you're no longer allowing, I am so sorry, someone else to trap you in a relationship where they kept saying, oh, it's so great. We've got the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. So they are not as powerful as you. And they've kept you trapped in a relationship with them that made you feel like you were powerless. And now you are going to stand up and rise up in your power with the King of Swords. You're turning over their power game on them and finally getting free of a relationship or situation that has burdened you for quite some time and left you very confused and hurt. Dharma, guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. So the reason why this relationship is coming to an end is to protect, and we've got the frog here, to protect a child, to protect an inner child even. This could be about your inner child very easily being hurt. Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry for the yawning. I did my videos really late today. So this inner child could have experienced all of this pain and hurt that you experienced in childhood, and it resurfaced to help you finally heal and move on. So you're ending, finally cutting ties with someone that is no longer serving your life, and that has been very burdensome and toxic. And frog, the path has been cleared for you to make a change that previously seemed unachievable. So not only are you walking free from this relationship, but there's just going to be, I keep hearing this opportunity to finally get out presented to you. Finally walk away. Finally have your own strength and power. Finally not be under the thumb of someone that doesn't treat you with the love and respect you deserve to be treated with. And everything has been cleared for you to do so. That's why death is here. The death card is giving you all the death card doesn't mean anybody's going to die. What the death card does mean is that there are situations that have ended and are coming to an end. We've got that twice almost. This is happening for your highest, greatest, and best good, and for a child or your inner child that needs protected by this ending. If it comes back together later, it will be in a much healthier capacity. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can click in the description below. Thank you for being with me for this reading on Red Leaf Pick-a-Pile, and I hope you have a bright, blessed week. Bye now.